أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم والتابعين إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم ارزقنا علما نافعا ورزقا واسعا وشفاء من كل داء، ونعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن عين لا تدمع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعاء لا يستجاب له. آمين آمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم ألهمنا وسددنا، اللهم ألهمنا رشدنا وقنا شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. اللهم أتمم علينا نعمك ظاهرة وباطنة، واسترنا فوق الأرض وتحت الأرض ويوم العرض عليك، وأرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه، وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. واجعلنا يا ربي من المحببين فيك، ومن المحببين إليك، ومن المحببين إليك يا ربي. اللهم اجعلنا منك وبك وإليك يا ربي. اللهم ارزقنا حبك وحب حبيبك المصطفى وحب من يحبك، والعمل الذي يقربنا إلى حبك وتحبيب عبادك فيك. آمين آمين يا رب العالمين. This is a continuation of the topic about the love of Allah and the contentment from Allah. And some of the early scholars, they said, you will never reach contentment unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give it to you. It's a given, similar to the love. And I share with you in the last session many verses in Quran about that. And this one of the ultimate pleasure and status a human being can reach. This is why when we see Ibrahim alayhi salam, he is Khalilur Rahman, the beloved companion, friend of Allah. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, same. He was so beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, إن الله اتخذني خليلا كما اتخذ إبراهيم خليلا. Now, we talk about is giving, is coming from the top down, meaning we do not deserve it. And we talk about if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordained to love someone, He put in his heart, He make Iman beloved to you, and He decorate you with the quality beloved to Allah. And after that, we have to water this journey by thanking and show gratitude and do whatever we can to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we will never be able to do it, but at least to realize what happens if I do not have the quality and I want this relationship. Beg Allah, make an effort. But my main concern in here and my main topic is I want you to realize is before any goodness we have, we do not earn it. It has been given to us. And if we are a normal human being with a basic quality, we should show gratitude and thanks to whom delivered to us all this goodness. And in this case, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deserves all this bounty, because He's the owner of all the bounty. And we should show gratitude to His bounty by unite our heart and see is all the bounty from Allah, all the gift from Allah, all the quality from Allah, my Iman from Allah, my Islam from Allah, everything I have from Allah. And even what I do not have, he tell me, come to me, I give you. Even my weakness, my falling down, he tell me, come to me. Come to me. I forgive you. By this way, when you ask me, the whole dunya and what it contains, this material life, woman, man, husband, wife, kids, money, status, job, is a trial. And the lucky one who realize is the journey of loving Allah, love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, love the believer, love Islam, love Muslimin, love the message. It should be higher and so exalted above any kind of relationship. And this is what happened to all messenger prophet. They understood this message. The companion understood this message and they live it. And this is why in many sessions we explain about how many ahadith about whoever love for Allah, give for Allah, deny for Allah, his iman is complete. Now, why we cannot see that? Why we cannot see the bounty of Allah? Because our nafs and shaitan, our ego, our arrogance, make us deny who is the giver. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us a story of Qarun, the one who said, the money I get is from me. I'm the one who earned it. But the mu'min, any goodness, what he will do, he return it to Allah. Any mean, anything. By this way, the mu'min is humble. The mu'min is poor to Allah, is broken. Because he see all the bounty is coming from Allah and he doesn't deserve it. What will happen if we do so? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised in Surah Al-Baqarah, لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you thank me, I will increase. And this is something, if you are thinking about this journey, about this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator, he doesn't need me. And he choose me, and he love me, and he honor me, with getting closer to him, with enable me to have iman, and to work for him, and to be for him, and to thanking him is bounty. When I realize all this, what it do to me? It make me drowning more of thanking Allah. And the more we go to this journey of thanking Allah, what it will do? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will loving us more. And I said, if we have this feeling and this understanding, what it do to me? It make me believe in him, believe in everything, trust him, rely on him. And this enable me to handle any situation. If I'm in a state of bounty, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. I thank Allah and I try to use it for Sabilillah. If I have a calamity or a hardship or a situation and do not like, what I do? I say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And I be patient because I know the one who honor me with all the situation is Allah. And he doesn't give me any situation I cannot burden. But he give me a situation to elevate me, not to break me. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter Al-Ma'idah, verse 6, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ما يريد الله ليجعل عليكم من حرج ولكن يريد ليطهركم وليتم نعمته عليكم لعلكم تشكرون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not want give you a burden. But Allah, He wants to cleansing you and to complete His bounty to you. Maybe you're thanking Him. And we said again in chapter Al-Ma'idah, verse 54, about the people who Allah choose. Who's these people? يحبهم ويحبونه. These people, the quality of them, they love Allah, Allah love them. Now, and when you look to Surah Al-Buruj, verse 16, Surah Ibrahim, verse 27, Surah Al-Naml, verse 88. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَعَالٌ لِمَا يُرِيد, Allah, He do whatever He want, whatever He wish. وَيَفْعَلُ اللَّهُ مَا يَشَاءُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He do whatever He want. صُنْعَ اللَّهَ الَّذِي أَتْقَنَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. Allah is the creator, the fashioner, the one who perfected everything. Now, when you hear all this, what it do to me? It make me content. It make me relax. It make me trust. It make me belong to Him. And this belonging, it make me handle any situation. And this is what He wants. And this one of the sign of love and one of the sign to generate the love. Both. The more you trust Him, the more you respect Him. And the more you do that, the more you rely on Him. The more you rely on Him, the more you see His bounty to you. And now you're content. And when you're content, He's content with you. And again, my main topic in here, when you look to the roots of all this, He is the giver. We do not earn it. We do not earn it. He is the giver. And this is why, when you understand this, you will find your heart full of nur. The nur of Iman, the nur of happiness, the nur of contentment, the nur of trust, the nur of belief, the nur of guidance. And what it do to you? Now, it make you relax and make you deal with life in a very simple, subtle way. Because you know, the one who ordained it for you is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, one of his dua, beautiful dua, اللهم بعلمك الغيب وقدرتك على الخلق أحيني ما علمت الحياة خيرا لي وتوفني إذا علمت الوفاة خيرا لي اللهم إني أسألك خشيتك في الغيب والشهادة وأسألك كلمة الحق في الغضب والرضا وأسألك القصد في الفقر والغنى وأسألك نعيما لا ينفد وأسألك قرة عين لا تنقطع وأسألك الرضا بعد القضاء وأسألك برد العيش بعد الموت وأسألك لذة النظر إلى وجهك الكريم والشوق إلى لقائك في غير ضراء مضرة ولا فتنة مضلة اللهم زينا بزينة الإيمان واجعلنا هداة مهديين آمين يا رب العالمين. Look at here. The dua. Oh Allah, with the power of your knowledge and the unseen, and the ability to create, make me alive if you know my life is good for me, and take my soul if you know death is good for me. And oh Allah, I ask you to fear you and have taqwa in the seen and unseen. And I ask you to tell me or to give me the ability to say the truth in the ease and the time of anger. And oh Allah, I ask you to have justice in a time of wealth and a time of difficulty. And I ask you, Allah, a pleasure with no end. And I ask you, Allah, to give me the coolness of my eye, the one it allow me to see your beautiful face. And I ask you, Allah, to have contentment after the qadr, after the ordain. And I ask you, Allah, the coolness of life after death. And I ask you, Allah, to grant me the look of your beautiful face and the love of you, and waiting to meet you in a way without no agony, without no fitna. O Allah, decorate our heart with Iman and make us among the guided one and the one who spread guidance. Ameen, Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. And Musa alayhi salam in Surah Taha, verse 84, he said, وَعَجَّلْتُ إِلَيْكَ رَبِّي لِتَرْضَى. I'm in a hurry to get closer to you. Maybe you will be content with me, Allah. I want you to pause and think about the message, because today we have a big problem, is becoming the material life and the relationship between each other. It become overwhelming, the relationship between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this big problem. And this is why when you look to Ibrahim alayhi salam, why Allah chose him? Because his love to Allah and willing to sacrifice his body for sabilillah, and his heart for Allah, and his money for sabilillah. Again, when you look at that, this is how he gets granted this khulla, the relationship. If we do so, what it will do to me? Insha'Allah, it give me, Ya ayyuha an-nafs al-mutma'inna, O the content soul in the moment of death. In the moment of death, the angel will call you, O the content soul, get out to the rahmah of your Lord, to the pleasure of your Lord. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us live with a nafs mutma'inna and die in a state of nafs mutma'inna and resurrected with Allah with the same thing, insha'Allah. And some of the early people, they said, like I always repeat it, tawakkul ala Allah, rely on Allah, is the fruit and the crops of the tree of complete seeing. Is Allah is the owner of all tadbir. Allah is the owner of all the things. We do not do anything. And when we do so, the crops of relying on Allah is rida. Because you see, is everything in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what else? If you believe Allah is a controller of everything, and you believe in Allah, you trust in Allah, you rely on Allah, you love Allah, you be content with Allah, tell me, what any situation can bother you? You like it or you not? And again, when you see this verse in Quran and the message you will receive in the moment of death. May Allah granted us that. This chapter Al-Fajr, verse 27-28, when the angel of Rahmah coming and said, Ya ayyuha an-nafs al-mutma'inna, O the soul, the content one, the one full of tranquility, ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية. Come back to your Lord full of contentment and Allah content with you. This is why during life, when people talk about patient, I said to them, patient is a crops, is a fruit. Coming from where? Iman. When you have Iman and trust in Allah, you have patience. This is why, look at this, Al-Imran, verse 200. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اصبروا وصابروا. Oh, you believe, be patient, and continue hold tight in the road of patience. And Tur, chapter 2, verse 48. واصبر لحكم ربك فإنك بأعيننا. يا الله. واصبر لحكم ربك فإنك بأعيننا. يا Allah. Be patient in the qadr and ordain and order of Allah. You are under my vision. Allah talk. Imagine when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell you, be patient of my qadr. You are under my vision. واصبر وما صبرك إلا بالله. Chapter An-Nahl, verse 127. Be patient. And your patience cannot be done without Allah. Surah Qaf, chapter 39. فاصبر على ما يقولون. Be patient of what they say. Al-Anfal, verse 46. واصبروا إن الله مع الصابرين. Be patient. Allah with the patient one. Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyya, he said, imagine Allah tell you, I am with the patient one. You be patient with Allah, Allah with you. With you. Imagine you're going to some hardship or some place and somebody came to you and tell you, I'm with you. Don't worry about it. I will take care about you. According to how much you trust the person, once the person tell you that, you feel relaxed. You feel relaxed. And now you can go ahead toward whatever it is, and it will not bother you. And when you look to Surah Yunus, Yunus 31:32. Yunus 31:32. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قُلْ, say, who provide for you from the sky and the earth? Who own everything? Who own the hearing, the vision? Who bring life from dead, dead from life? Who in control of all the affair? They said, Allah. Allah said, أَفَلَا تَتَّقُونَ. You will not have taqwa by now? And after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَذَلِكُمُ اللَّهِ. This is your Lord, Allah. رَبُّكُمُ الْحَقِّ. The true Lord. فَمَاذَا بَعْدَ الْحَقِّ إِلَّا الضَّلَالِ. What is after the truth except the stray? فَأَنَّا تُصْرَفُونَ. How you can get away? How you can stray from the truth? How you can think about something else? If I'm thinking about his guidance to me, and he's the one is control of all the affair, who's the one who provide? I was watching yesterday a program, a lady coming in a program complaining about a hospital. She took her daughter, 9 years old. This in Cairo, Egypt. And the girl having some fever, but bad fever. And the doctor negligent, they keep giving her nonsense, and the fever keep increasing for almost 15 days. Later on, after all the negligence, she was having some infection in one of her finger. An infection spread to the point the doctor came and said to the mother, sign this paper, we have to operate on your daughter quick. We have to cut her 2 arms. This is the only way for her to survive. After 1 week of another negligence, they said we have to cut her 2 legs. And now the mother, the lady of the TV, she asked her, what do you want? She said, I want my daughter to play like everybody else. I want her to go to school. The mother with hijab. The anchor woman of the television has no hijab. She tell her, say Alhamdulillah. This is a qadr of Allah. Yes, they are negligent. What is the point? We take everything for granted. How many people right now is handicapped? How many people blind? How many people have no limbs? How many people under severe diseases? How many people cannot breathe? How many people have pain in the heart? How many million of people have heart problems? How many people have skin disorder? What is the point? The point we take the bounty of Allah for granted. 2 nights ago, I was sitting in one place and I can smell a beautiful breeze. And I remember when my father, rahmatullah alayhi, he used to inhale good breathe. Sometimes he used to cry. I tell him, why are you crying? He said, this breeze we breathe, this air we inhale, we take it for granted. One day you cannot breathe, my son, and the angel of death will come, and you cannot breathe. Do we thank Allah for some air? Do we thank Allah for the water? Do we thank Allah for His bounty to us? My main concern is to help me and you to reach the level is all the bounty we have is a gift from Allah to us. It's a big gift, and we do not deserve it. And even until now, we do not thank Allah for it enough. How we reach this level of love? When we realize Surah Al-Fatiha, verse 5. What is that? إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Only you we worship, and only you we seek support from. Why? Go to Surah Al-Ankabut, verse 5. من كان يرجو لقاء الله فإن أجل الله لآت. Whoever believe and want to meet his Lord, the meeting is coming. The meeting is coming. And all of us, we're going toward the meeting. We're going toward the meeting. But the lucky one who go toward the meeting with the love of Allah, with the pleasure of Allah, with the contentment of Allah. They asked some early people, what is the sign? He said, when you love someone and have all the ability and capability to deliver, what it make you? It make you drowning in his love and worry, fear, anything from any situation is not exist. Why? Because you know he will take care about you. Well, that's why you're busy about what? Only one thing. Only one thing. The relationship between you and the one who take care about you. This talk is easy. The companion understood that. And they have too many styles of love. They have the love of Allah, try to please Allah, because also their iman allow them to understood the message and trust and believe in his word. And all they worry about to gain the pleasure of Allah and go to Jannah and save themselves from hellfire. Today, our talk is the same. Our talk is the same. But may Allah forgive me and forgive you. Our action is not the same. Meaning something wrong in our belief. Ibn Taymiyyah rahmatullah alayh, he used to have some time alone. And he used to go to the desert alone. Somebody one time follow him to see what he's doing. He find him, he go, and when he reach area far away, completely alone, he start talking to Allah of the meaning of, I left everybody to be with you, Ya Allah. All the lover want to be alone with their whom they love, and I want to be with you, Ya Allah. Today, when I meet some people, have some time alone, they depressed, they feel lonely, they not normal, and they forget. If Allah give you the time and mean, and you have this time alone, meaning He love you, come to me. It's been some time with me. I choosing you. Very soon you do not have time. Very soon you do not have this calmness anymore. But because of the lack of iman and understanding, we abuse the time. We abuse this lonely time. And we do not use it to remember Allah, or get closer to Allah, or do whatever it takes to please Allah. Why? We forget. We forget. We forget we need Allah. We need Allah. Need Allah. And this why in Surah Al-Isra, chapter Al-Isra, verse 45, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِذَا قَرَأْتَ الْقُرْآنَ جَعَلْنَا بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَ الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْآخِرَةِ حِجَابًا مَسْتُورًا. When you read Quran, where you read Quran with complete tadabbur with your heart, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the people who disbelieve, they cannot comprehend. And Allah veiling them. And this is why sometimes today you ask, why so and so cannot comprehend? Why so and so cannot hear? And we forget comprehending and hearing and ability and guidance and love to hear and love to comprehend and be for is a gift. This my whole topic is a gift. We do not deserve it. It's a big gift. It's a gift of guidance. It's a gift of Iman. It's a gift of ability to go to reach the journey of Iman. Imagine. Ya Allah. Is anybody with me? Understand the message. The bounty of Allah is so high and so overwhelming. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevate us. He choose us. He love us. If we reach this level to talk like that and hear what we hear is a gift. Is a big gift. And when somebody give you a high gift, very exalted gift, what you have to do? Acknowledge it. Thank him for it. Use it to pleasing him. Show him gratitude of all his bounty to you. And this why, when you look to what meaning tasbih, when you said Subhanallah, Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, Subhanallah al-Azim. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Isra, verse 44, He said, وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ. Nothing exists. Do not praise Allah with His hamd. By this way, praising Allah is part of hamdun Allah. When you praise Allah, to show gratitude to Allah. Because when you praise Allah, you think everything from Allah, your vision, your hearing, your ability, your disability, your goodness, your guidance, everything from Allah. How you feel? You feel drowning in thanking Allah. And at this time you will say Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, Subhanallah al-Azim. اللهم اجعلنا من المسبحين اللهم اجعلنا من المسبحين واجعلنا من الذاكرين آمين يا رب العالمين. And oh Allah, don't make us among ghafilin. Don't make us among ghafilin, Ya Rabbi. Now, how we reach the level of complete love? They said to complete the love, you have two styles of love. Love to benefit yourself and love to benefit other. And the highest love, the love to benefit whom who love you. The love to benefit whom who love you. To please those who love you. You see, the first stage of love is to benefit from this love and feel pleasure and benefit. This one style of love. But what is the highest of love? After you feel all that, it should make you drowning in all this bounty and pleasure of love. And now you recognize the one who give me all this love, the one who pleasing me, the one who give me all this pleasure, the one who take care about me. I have only one thing left: to show my love to him by serving him, by trying to pleasing him. And the more I do that, what will happen? Now I'm gaining the ultimate relationship. And this is why when you look, one of the ultimate relationship in Allah with us, between us and Allah, is what? To willing to struggle and spend whatever we have for sabilillah. And this one of the sign. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-A'la, chapter 16 and 17, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ حَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا. But you choose this dunya. وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. And akhirah is better and continuous. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Taha, verse 72 and 73, when the magician of Pharaoh embraced Islam and listened to the message, from working for Pharaoh, waiting for material life, they heard the message. Somebody asked me, how come the magician of Pharaoh in 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it takes, they change from ultimate slavery to Pharaoh and Kufr to ultimate belief in Allah and willing to die for Sabilillah? And this is what happened. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. He loved what they said. When Pharaoh told them, how you believe in Musa without my command? I will kill you, I will cut you into pieces, I will torture you, I will do this, I will do that. What they said? فَقْدِ مَا أَنْتَ قَادٍ. Do whatever it takes. إِنَّمَا تَقْضِي هَذِهِ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا. You only can do whatever you can in this life. إِنَّا أَمَنَّا بِرَبِّنَا. We are believing our Lord. لِيَغْفِرْ لَنَا خَطَايَانَا. To forgive our sins. وَمَا أَكْرَهْتَنَا عَلَيْهِ مِنَ السِّحْرِ. And what you oppress us to do from magic and sihr. وَاللَّهُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. And Allah is better, and He's the only one for us for infinity. Look at the way they talk. They realize in this dunya is not a big deal. And all the way about akhirah. And Surah Ghafir, chapter Ghafir, verse 38, 39. Again, Ya qawm, O my people, follow me. I guide you to the road. Ya qawm, O my people, this only dunya is just enjoyment and amusement, and is very small, very limited. وَإِنَّ الْآخِرَةَ هِيَ دَارُ الْقَرَارِ. And akhirah is the ultimate. You see, today the people said, you cannot have too many love in one heart. It will not happen. It will not happen. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's almost impossible. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is jealous. And He deserves all this love. Look at Surah chapter Al-Sharh, verse 7 and 8. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the end, فَإِذَا فَرَغْتَ فَانْصَبْ وَإِلَىٰ رَبِّكَ فَارْغَبْ. And when you finish, come to me. Come to me. Seeking me. Come closer to me. Surah At-Tawbah, chapter At-Tawbah, verse 59. Same. When you read it, it's the same. One of the early people, he said, this relationship, it generates a desire. A desire of what? Look what he said. He said some people, راغب في الله. Some people, they seek the journey to seek the pleasure of Allah. Another one, وراغب فيما عند الله. And some people is try to please Allah to gain what Allah promised. And the third, وراغب عن الله والعياذ بالله. And this is a person, he's so occupied far away from Allah. For example, the first person, he seeks the pleasure of Allah and love of Allah. The second person, he seeks the pleasure of Allah to gain the Jannah of Allah. And the third person, he's occupied with the pleasure of the dunya. By this way, he's so occupied from Allah. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. Look at now, where are we? Look at one of the early people, what he said. He said, explaining to chapter Fatir, verse 28, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاءِ. Meaning, the scholar and the people who learn, the more they learn, they fear Allah most. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam replied about that, أَنَا أَعْرَفَكُمْ بِاللَّهِ وَأَشَدُّكُمْ لَهُ خَشْيَةً. I'm the most one who know Allah among you, and I'm the one who fear Allah most among you. This relationship, what it generates? They said, مَنْ عَرِفَ اللَّهِ صَفَى لَهُ الْعَيْشِ. Whoever love Allah, his living become peaceful. وَطَابَتْ لَهُ الْحَيَاةِ. And the life will become very like full of happiness. وَهَابَهُ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. And everything will respect him. وَذَهَبَ عَنْهُ خَوْفُ الْمَخْلُوقِ. And now he has no fear for all the creation. وَأَنَسَ بِاللَّهِ. And he loved to spend his time with Allah. وَاسْتَوْحَشَ مِنَ النَّاسِ. He wants to get away from people. وَأَوْرَثَتْهُ الْمَعْرِفَةَ الْحَيَاءَ مِنَ اللَّهِ. And this relationship make him closer to Allah. And what it do? What it do to him? It make Allah elevate him. And make him, the more you elevate Allah in your heart, Allah elevate you in this dunya. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now support you by generating the journey of what we say before, to see what you're doing, watch what you're doing, what you're saying, to rely on Allah, to be content with Allah, and complete surrender and submit to the qadr of Allah. And when this happened, one of the early people, he said, Yahya ibn Mu'az, he said, people who really get to know Allah, they leave this dunya missing two things. Missing extra crying over themselves, and crying from the love of Allah. And you will never be close to Allah and loving Allah unless the love of Allah beloved to you more than all the kingdom of earth, and unless every time alone become beloved to you, and you become poor to Allah, and Allah take care about you, and He will not disgrace Himself to nobody except to Allah. And if you know you not belong to this journey, one person he said, if you want to know if you are close or no, see the amount of dhikrullah in your tongue and the amount of relaxation in your heart. And some of the early people again said, a dot of the love of Allah is beloved to me than 70 years of worship. And Dawood alayhi salam, Allah tell him, Ya Dawood, I make it haram to make somebody love me and he's occupied with loving other than me. And this why when the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Al-mar'u ma'a man ahab, the person with whom he loved, the companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was so happy. So happy. Imagine, you will be resurrected with whom you love. With whom you love. Now ask yourself, you want to be resurrected with whom? And you cannot say, I love Allah, and you not worry about what you're saying, what you're doing, how much close to Allah. You worship Allah. You worry about halal and haram. And this why, when you look to the ahadith about the Day of Judgment and Jannah, is many report about nothing better you gain after this life more than looking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the ultimate joy and the ultimate pleasure is the one who sees the beautiful face of Allah. And this why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam in Nisa'i wal Imam Ahmad, when he said, وَأَسْأَلُكَ لَذَّةَ النَّظَرِ إِلَى وَجْهِكَ الْكَرِيمِ وَالشَّوْقَ إِلَى لِقَائِكَ. Oh Allah, I ask you the joy and the pleasure of looking at your beautiful face and waiting to meet you, Ya Allah. And there's many ahadith about that. One person, he said something so beautiful. He said, when you look, what is the ultimate pleasure in earth? He said, the ultimate pleasure in earth, to Allah support you to gain the ultimate pleasure in akhirah. Do you see this? The ultimate pleasure in earth, to Allah support you to reach the ultimate pleasure in akhirah. And if you do so, now He give you both. Because if you are living in the pleasure to please Allah, is a pleasure of the dunya. And if you do so, Allah will give you the pleasure of akhirah. And this is the ultimate pleasure. What about the opposite? وَلَيَازُ بِاللَّهِ, may Allah save us from that. I want you to read these two verses very slowly and look at them. It's very scary. Verse 128, 129, chapter Al-An'am. Chapter Al-An'am, verse 128, 129. This is the people وَلَيَازُ بِاللَّهِ in Jahannam. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said? He said, they will say, oh my Lord, we enjoy each other and we spend our time for each other and we lost our life. What Allah replied? He said, go to hellfire. It is your place together for infinity. Allah is your Lord, is the ultimate wise. He knows. And after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replied after that, وَكَذَلِكَ نُوَلِّ بَعْضَ الظَّالِمِينَ بَعْضًا بِمَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ. And we make them with each other, with what they earned by their hand. And this is why today we do not understand the importance of companionship, the importance of the relationship, the importance with whom we love. Go again, verse 182, 183, Al-A'raf. 182, 183, Al-A'raf. Read it carefully and see what it means. It's very scary. And again, Al-An'am 44, 45. Al-Mu'minun 55, 56. At-Tawbah 55. Because this is a condition of us today. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said of the meaning of all the enjoyment and all the time you spend is against you. It's finished. Except three. And another way is four. Is to develop your body and train yourself and train your horse and to be good to your wife. This is the truth. Meaning the pleasure was a need to develop your body to be strong for sabilillah in case anything happens. And to take care about your horse because the horse at this time is a mean of transportation and a mean for sabilillah. And to take care about your wife is a part of your duty. And one scholar, he said, the pleasure is a follower of the style of life and the style of love. And the more the love is strong, the more the pleasure is strong. And the more the love is strong and the pleasure is strong, the more Allah fill you more and more and more. And again, I want you to write all these verses, inshallah. Chapter Fatir, verse 2. Chapter Yunus, 107. Chapter Al Imran, 160. Yasin, 23. Fatir, 3. Al-Mulk, 2021. Again, all these verses belong to one thing. Who is in control? Who is in the power of everything? And even about Sihr and Sahara. Allah reply again, write this down, Al-Baqarah, verse 102. Because nobody can hurt you. No Sihr, nothing can hurt you without the will of Allah. And write this down, At-Tawbah, chapter At-Tawbah, 34, 35. At-Tawbah again, 55. I wanted to write all these verses because this is what's happening to us today. This is what's happening to us today. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Hadith Qudsi said, يقول الله تبارك وتعالى ابن آدم, son of Adam, تفرغ لعبادتي. Be for me, worshipping me. أملأ صدرك غنى. I will fulfill your chest with righteousness. وأسد فقرك. And I will take care about your poverty. وإن لا تفعل, and if you do not do so, ملأت يديك شغلا. I will make you so busy. ولم أسد فقرك. And you will never gain what you want. By this way, the opposite of what we're talking about is loving dunya. It's loving dunya. And again, write this down, very important. Chapter Az-Zukhruf, verse 67. And Al-Furqan, verse 27-29. As-Safat, 22-25. At-Takwir, 7. And all this verse, it explains what happened to the people who has a relationship with companion in life and not for Allah. I wanted to read all these verses slowly and see what's going on. Maryam, chapter Maryam, verse 81-82. Yasin, 74-75. Hud, 101. Ash-Shu'ara, 213. Al-Isra, 22. Because a lot of people do not know, if you love other than Allah, is a state of shirk, believe it or not. Go to chapter Al-Dhariyat. Al-Dhariyat, 56-58. Al-Isra, 111. Muhammad, chapter Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, verse 38. Al-Baqarah, 272. At-Tawbah, 51. Now, if you reach this level now, do you think Allah will torture whom He loves? Do you believe so? The early people said, Allah trial whom He loves to increase their love and devotion to Him. But He will not torture whom He loves. May Allah make us among those, insha'Allah. Ya Allah. And we know the story about Dawood alayhi salam. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya Dawood, love me and make my servant love me. He said, Ya Allah, I know how to love you and how to love your servant, but how I make your servant love you? He said, remind me. and remind them by me, and remind them by my bounty, as you will love me. And this is why some of the most beautiful things you ever can ask Allah for, you ask, Allahumma inni as'alaka حبك وحب من يحبك وحب عمل يقربني إلى حبك اللهم ما رزقتني مما أحب فاجعله قوة لي فيما تحب وما زويت عني مما أحب فاجعله فراغا لي فيما تحب اللهم اجعل حبك أحب إلي من أهلي ومالي ومن الماء البارد وعلى الظمأ اللهم حببني إليك وإلى ملائكتك وأنبيائك ورسلك وعبادك الصالحين واجعلني ممن يحبك ويحب ملائكتك وأنبيائك ورسلك وعبادك الصالحين اللهم أحيي قلبي بحبك واجعلني لك كما تحب اللهم اجعلني أحبك بقلبي كله وأرضيك بجهدي كله اللهم اجعل حبي كله لك وسعي كله في مرضاتك آمين آمين يا رب العالمين. Oh Allah, make me love you and love those who love you, and make me spread the love of you and do all the action beloved to you, and do the action make me closer to love you. And oh Allah, what provide to me from what I love, make it strength of what you love, and what you take from me from what I love, make it strength of what you love. And oh Allah, make all my time to spread your love and coming closer to your love. Allahumma, oh Allah, make loving you beloved to me from myself and my money and my family and all mankind. And oh Allah, make loving you beloved to me than the cold drink in a thirsty hot day. And oh Allah, make me beloved and loving your angels and your messenger and prophets and the pious people and the good people among mankind. And oh Allah, make me among those who love you and love your angels and your messenger and prophets and all the good people. Oh Allah, make my heart life with your love, and make me among those who love you the way you want them to love you, and fill my heart with loving you only, Allah, and make me to try to please you with all my ability, Allah, and make all my love toward you, Ya Allah, and all my time and effort for you, Ya Allah, to please you, Allah. Ameen, Ameen, Ya Rabbil Alameen. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حقا وصدقا ويقينا ودعوة وتبليغا وهو راض عنا وتقبل منا آمين آمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا مولانا إنك أنت أرحم الراحمين واجعلنا من أهل الهدى والرضا واليقين. And remember when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the most toughest day in his life, when he makes his dua, أعوذ بنور وجهك الذي أشرقت له الظلمات وصلح عليه أمر الدنيا والآخرة أن يحل علي غضبك أو تنزل علي سخطك لك العقبى حتى ترضى ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Oh Allah, I seek refuge by your beautiful face and your nur of your face, the one lighting the whole kingdom and the whole dominion and all the affair of dunya and akhirah has been taken care of. Oh Allah, don't be angry at me and don't descend your wrath and angry at me. And oh Allah, be pleased with me. Nothing I have without your power and your might. And you can add verse Az-Zumur, verse 69. Read it. And chapter An-Nur, verse 35. And make us among those, Ya Allah, like Surah Yasin, verse 58, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, سلام قولا من رب رحيم سلام قولا من رب رحيم سلام قولا من رب رحيم. May Allah make us among those, inshaAllah. And may Allah make us among those who will be united in Jannat al-Firdaus. And may Allah make us among those who Allah allow us to see His beautiful face and granted us His pleasure. And He tell us, go, I granted you the pleasure of me. I will never be angry at you anymore. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept us among the beloved to Allah, and the one who love Allah, and the one Allah loved them, and the one who spread the love of Allah. And may Allah allow us to thank Him for His bounty, and love Him for all His bounty, and believe in Him, trust in Him, rely on Him, be content with Him in all the affair, in all the decree, in all the qadr. O Allah, fill our heart with loving You, and snatch all the love of dunya out of our heart. And O Allah, allow us, Ya Allah, to leave this earth with the ultimate, Ya Allah, with Your pleasure, Ya Allah. Be pleased with us, Ya Allah, and make us pleasing You, Ya Allah, and make the ultimate coolness of our eyes the day we will meet You, Ya Allah. Ameen, Ameen, Ya Rabbil Alameen. O Allah, accept, Ya Allah. Put barakah and nur and qabool in everything I say and I do. You know, Ya Allah, my poor pronunciation, my poor tongue, my disability. And oh Allah, I beg You, Allah, cover my disability and put barakah in my ability. And make me reach the heart of the people only to pleasing You, and make them closer to You, understand Your bounty to them, and make them loving You, Ya Allah. This man, Allah. Thank You, Allah, and I will never thank You enough, Ya Allah. ربي أوزعني أن أشكر نعمتك التي أنعمت علي وعلى والدي، وأن أعمل عملا صالحا ترضاه، وأدخلني برحمتك في عبادك الصالحين. ربي أوزعني أن أشكر نعمتك التي أنعمت علي وعلى والدي، وأن أعمل عملا صالحا ترضاه، وأصلح لي في ذريتي، إني تبت إليك وإني من المسلمين. اللهم تقبل، اللهم تقبل، اللهم تقبل. سبحانك رب العزة عما يصفون، وسلام على المرسلين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك، أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت، أستغفرك وأتوب إليك، ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.